4, 3, 2, 1. Gosh. Hi. Oh my gosh. Here I am. I made it. Okay. Yesterday I didn't make it. Hi. I'm Jane, and this is PB&J Influence. And we're going to do one question today from this 5-year journal. I am coming to you live today from Washington, D.C. I don't know if you can see my background here. Isn't that cool? Woohoo, baby! I am in a hotel in downtown DC with my baby, and he's busy working, and I'm hanging out. And so we were traveling yesterday, finally made it here today, and it is like gorgeous. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh, you guys. It says my battery's running low, yet I have my computer plugged in. Hang on. We're having technical difficulties for just a second. Apparently, this plug is not working. We're going to have to move around a little bit. Okay, you guys are on the fly with me here until we get this figured out. Hold on. Yeah, this is a good one today. Hey, if you're out there, pop in. Say hello. I don't know why this plug isn't working, but we got to go find one that does somewhere. And so much for that background, right? That backdrop. Geez. Golly, Ned. Guys, I'm telling you. Okay. I'm making progress. Here we go. Boom. Let's see if that plugged it in. Yes. Okay. Whew. Now I got to get myself situated here. There we go. Well, that was a lot of hubbub, right? And are you all looking up my nose right now? I mean, I don't even have this set up. Oh my God. Hello. Okay. Terrible lighting, but that's a hotel for you. What can I tell you? So how are you? Gosh, I just went to the best mastermind in Orlando, Florida over the weekend for internet marketing. Learned a ton of stuff, got to hang out with some phenomenal business people. And that's all I have to say about that. So let's do this thing. How is everyone today? Is anyone out there? If you are, please pop in, say hello in my chat box. And I am going to get to it with this, and I'm going to read a question. Hey, Robert, you're there. I'm going to read a question, right, Robert? I'm going to read a question from this book, which, yes, I'm holding kind of crooked. And I don't know what the question is. And I don't even know really why we do this, except that most of the time we don't think, right? We don't spend any time during the day to get introspective because we've got way too much other stuff to do just to survive. But we're just going to take a moment out here and read some kind of a question. Sometimes they're lame, sometimes they're awesome. And we'll see how deep we can get with the question and just drop in from here to here, right? Okay, you guys, the people that show up here, they know how this goes. But if you've never seen this before, you don't know WTF this is, right? So hang with me here. I'm going to read a question, for it is October 15th. Man, I look so horrible today. Is that amazing? This lighting is doing me absolutely no favors. I don't really look this bad. Woo, baby. Okay. Tell you what, that is vulnerability right there to the max, right? Just showing up on this crazy show looking like awful. What is the last thing you made by hand? Okay, now I'm going to say this is one of those kind of lame-o questions that the book throws out at you. Like you're going to sit down in the evening all ready to journal and get all introspective about yourself and your heart. And the book asks you, what's the last thing you made by hand? And you're thinking, that's stupid. Like, who cares? Robert, what's the last thing you made by hand? Any of you out there, if you want to answer this question, what's the last thing I made by hand? Slime? What? When was that? The last time he made something, it was slime. I don't even really want to ask what you're talking about, but I think you mean like that actual kid stuff. So, gosh, what's the last? Make by hand. Think of all the things that you can make by hand. Wow. Now I have to think. Now I'm stumped. Yeah, it's a kid's stuff, right? The slime. Yeah. And Food, does food count? Like if you make a meal and you make it with your hands, you don't go to a restaurant to buy it, you make your own food, that would be considered something that you make by hand, I think, right? That's legit. And so what's the point? Like, what is the point of this question? So what if we make something by hand? Have we become a society where we don't do anything by hand anymore? I'm like stumped. Is everything so automated? Is everything so already done for us, pre-packaged, pre-made, ready to go, easily accessible, found on a shelf in a store? It's not like we have to weave a basket, right? Before we go to the grocery store so that we can put our groceries in the basket. I mean, everything that we need is pretty much already a tool that's already been put together, right? I'm going to read this comment right here. Appreciation of a job well done when you try it out for yourself. Oh, you mean when you make something yourself, then you have that sense. I like that. You get to tap into that sense of, wow, I created this, right? I did this thing. I made this thing, and look at it. And then you have such appreciation for it, right? Because you did make it. When I was like, I don't know, nine or 10, I learned how to sew. I was a Girl Scout, right? And in our Girl Scout troop, I was going to call it a tribe. It's a Girl Scout troop. We learned how to sew. Some lady came in and taught us how to cut out material with patterns and pin things together and get a sewing machine and sew that stuff together. And I loved doing that. I sewed all kinds of amazing clothing for myself at the young age of 9. I like that. And I did that all the way through my high school years. I haven't sewn for eons, but I certainly know how to do it. Takes a lot of time, but it's fantastic. Okay, so what else? Like artists create all kinds of things. I used to be an art major. I made all kinds of creations with my hands, and then went on to become a chiropractor, which that's all about. I mean, the word chiro and practic means done, hand done. Done by hand, practice, hand practice. And so I used my hands for that. And then after that, I morphed into an equine massage therapist, which, is using your hands. It also became a human massage therapist as well. Everything I've done is stuff that requires me to use my hands. I didn't even think of that until just now. How about you? And what does that mean to you? Apparently, my hands are actually very important to me because I get a lot of information comes in through these hands, especially when I'm doing body work on people or on horses or any animal for that matter. Wow. And like pottery, people that make pottery, that's majorly by hand, right? What is the importance of that? I think there's a direct connection from your hand to your heart, to your head. Well, we could go way deeper than this with the hand thing, because then we can get into the power of touch and just the power of touching another human. And how have you ever noticed, like, so a human can touch you, a human, like we're a weirdo species. A person can touch you with their hand. One person can touch you. It feels completely differently than another person touching you. What the heck is that? And maybe you don't even know these two people. I've had massages, clearly, because I was a massage therapist. I had the opportunity during school to be touched by many, many, many different people. It was amazing to be able to feel and sense the difference from person to person as they touched your body. There were some people that I had to get right off the table. One person in particular, I had to get off the table. I said, excuse me, went to the restroom and had an absolute meltdown because I could not stand the way it felt when that person touched me. Now, I'm not saying that person was specifically delivering a weirdo touch. All I can tell you is that it weirded me out and took me to a place I did not want to go. But then I've been touched by other massage therapists, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. How do you even run that kind of energy through your hands? So I don't know if you know this, but you have all kinds of little energy centers on your hands. And I think it is your left hand is your receiving hand. So you actually suck in information with your left hand, and your right hand is the output information where you're actually emanating energy from that hand into whatever, whether it's something you're creating or someone, right? And so you literally can make whatever this thing is with love if you chose, or you could make it with hate or whatever it is that is radiating, that is emanating from you, the frequencies that you are putting out. You literally can program into the object that you're dealing with. Is that crazy? Now there's food for thought right there. Wow. So making something by hand is kind of powerful. See where this question just went? It went from, in my mind, it went from completely stupid to like really kind of trippy. Wow. Wow. I like that. But think about your hands. Think about the good that you can create with your hands. And even just like hugging somebody, which I know that includes your arms. Why is that so powerful? It has something to do with touch and connection. So our hands are obviously, I mean, you start at your finger and you go all the way up. It goes right into your heart and then to your mind, and then down through all your other chakras. It's really an amazing thing when you think about your hands and what the communication that can come through your hands. Wow. Yes. Human touch is like showing compassion. It is a way to share love to different degrees and of different types. Would you not agree? Right? I mean, there are ways that you can touch somebody or something differently with different intent, and it is communicated through your hands. I think that's just what I was talking about before when I said I had to go run to the restroom and have an absolute meltdown. Oh my gosh. By the way, when I came back, I told the teacher what was going on because I felt really violated, actually. And the teacher was a woman, and she said, "I think you're the one that has a problem." Oh my gosh. Story of my life. Couldn't believe it. A woman teacher, I would expect a man to say something like that to me, right? Like, well, you asked for it, sister, or whatever, She dumped the whole thing on me. Actually, you want me to take the story a little bit further? That massage therapist that weirded me out, doesn't matter whether it was a male or a female, but that person went on to get a job and promptly got fired because of inappropriate activity. And that is huge. I mean, he probably, I just told you, it's a guy. That person lost their license. That's not okay. And yet I got blamed for the way I was receiving the touch. This is fucked up. Thank goodness, like I didn't buy into that, right? And feel like a real piece of crap. I wasn't the only one, actually. Everybody in that class couldn't stand to be touched by that person, but apparently that was my fault. I don't know. Those things that go on in life. Anyway, the power of touch is phenomenal in what you can make with your hands. And right, so we have opposing thumbs, right? That's what makes us a little bit different too with our hands. That makes us a little more, well, we're not horses, we're not hooved animals, right? Or cats or dogs, even though kitties and dogs have a little teeny thumb. It's not like, what's that thing called? The opposing thumb thing. There's a name for that. I can't think what it is, but anyway, that actually is definitely what makes us a little craftier than a lot of the other beasts on the planet, right? Except monkeys. I don't know, how is there a, what do you call it, a conveyor belt that they've put monkeys on to do little work in factories and stuff? I mean, they could probably do it, right? But yeah, man, there's a lot of power in our hands, and we should be using them for good, for love, for all kinds of things. But hey, this is not like, this isn't Sunday school right now. So a little different today, huh? Hey, Robert, thanks for showing up. And I am going to wrap this up right now. You guys have a phenomenal day. Guess what? I'm going to go out there this afternoon and take a little tour of DC because it's been about 35 years or more. Oh, yeah, probably 40 years since I've been to Washington, D.C. So I'm pretty stoked about being here, and it's a beautiful day. And tomorrow it's going to freaking pour down rain. So this is my only day. This is my only shot. Whoop, whoop. Yep. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.